starting a new journey at Northern Illinois University, NIU, a new chapter of life for freshman students, including Tony. Antinette Tony Keller was a 2010 graduate of Neuqua Valley High School and was majoring in art at NIU. Keller was active in art and music while she was in high school. She left her dorm for a walk on Thursday, October 14th. Approximately at 1 p.m., she told her friends that she was going to Prairie Park near the Junction Center shopping mall on West Lincoln Highway to take photographs. She took a large drawing board, her cell phone, and her camera. Keller never returned from the park. Keller did not show up for a scheduled meeting the next day. Her family realized she was missing when she did not return home to Plainfield for the weekend or call for a ride. A fellow resident reported her missing on the Friday evening of October 15th. NIU police immediately began a search. Police, fire departments, and volunteers combed the 150-acre Prairie Park, which includes dense woods and a river. Large portions of the park were closed to the public, although DeKalb police said they have ruled out a theory that Keller went to California, where a close friend of hers recently moved. A flyer has been posted on the DeKalb Police Department's website with a photo of Keller, describing what she was wearing last and where she was last seen. Northern Illinois University students plan to hold a rally Sunday, October 17th at 9 a.m. in support of their missing classmate.
In DeKalb, Illinois, the search for missing college student Antinette Keller is becoming more urgent.
I don't personally know her, but I feel connected to her, as a fellow student, and, that's someone's daughter and friend, and I think it's really important for us to just do everything we can to make sure that it's visible that we're still looking for her and that we're going to find her.
The 18-year-old has been missing since October 14th after saying she was going to walk toward a park.
Finally, the DeKalb Police Department collected evidence near a fire pit in the woods. They recovered burnt debris, including camera and cell phone pieces consistent with Keller's property, some parts of a jeans, and a burnt metal piece from a drawing board.
The DeKalb County Major Case Squad this evening has reclassified the investigation into the search for Antinette Tony Keller as a death investigation. The family was notified of this change earlier on Saturday evening. Investigators from the squad have recovered human remains and items consistent with property belonging to Keller in the Prairie Park south of Route 38 in DeKalb. The remains, however, have not been positively identified. A portion of Prairie Park remains cordoned off as officers continue the investigation. Investigators are actively pursuing leads in the case and are seeking information about any suspicious activity or persons in Prairie Park on or about the time of Keller's disappearance. Keller was reported missing to NIU police on the evening of Friday, October 15th. She was reportedly last seen around noon the previous day.
Police had found earphones and eyeglass temple pieces at the scene, which none of them belongs to Tony. These are the first proofs of another person's existence. Many small bone fragments were recovered. DNA testing later confirmed these were the remains of Tony Keller. By October 29th, police announced that a person of interest was being held in Louisiana. This individual was the same person who had called police to notify them of a fire in the DeKalb Park where the remains were found. The person of interest was awaiting extradition to DeKalb County, having initially been held in Louisiana on charges related to obstruction of justice and driving a stolen vehicle. This person was William Curl, 34-year-old. On October 23rd, 8:30 a.m., a detective left a voicemail for Curl to schedule an interview. A few days earlier, Curl's friends noticed scratches on his chest, which he explained were from having sex with a girl he had met in the park. The surveillance video showed Curl leaving his building with 2 large duffel bags. He drove to the south. On October 29th, Curl was arrested in Covington, Louisiana, on charges of obstruction of justice and possession of a stolen vehicle. He was held as a person of interest regarding the homicide.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out here this evening. I'm John Farrell, DeKalb County State's Attorney, and I'm here to announce that today the DeKalb County State's Attorney's Office approved charges in the homicide of Antinette Keller. The defendant charged by way of a 7-count complaint is William Billy Curl, 34 years of age, who resides at 507 East Taylor Street in DeKalb. The charges are as follows. He is charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, charged under various theories and sections of the code, including 2 counts of murder committed during the course of a felony based on separate allegations of the defendant having caused the death of the victim during the course of a criminal sexual assault and also during the course of an arson. The murder charges carry a range of sentence from 20 to 60 years. The murder counts alleging the commission of the crime during the course of a felony potentially qualify the defendant for the imposition of the death penalty. The defendant is also charged with criminal sexual assault and arson. Criminal sexual assault, a Class 1 felony punishable by 4 to 15 years in prison, and arson, a Class 2 felony, 3 to 7 years. The defendant is presently in the DeKalb County Jail. He came back here today from Louisiana after waiving extradition, and he will appear tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. On his initial appearance in the DeKalb County Courthouse. He was taken into custody on Tuesday evening at a hotel in Covington, Louisiana by United States Marshals on a warrant on the charges of obstruction of justice and unlawful conversion of a motor vehicle. Those charges were approved by our office on Tuesday. Yesterday afternoon, as I said, the defendant waived extradition on those charges, and he is back in DeKalb County at the present time. The charges leading to his arrest on Tuesday are, in essence, that he, the defendant, in possession of material information about the homicide of the victim, left the state of Illinois on October 23rd, and in so doing, he obstructed the investigation. It is further alleged in the original charges that the defendant left Illinois by means of a vehicle belonging to his mother, and that he did not have her consent to leave the state with the vehicle. After his arrest in Louisiana, detectives from the Major Case Task Force flew to Louisiana to continue the murder investigation at that location, and the investigation has now resulted in the charges.
Eventually, he was sent back to DeKalb County. Upon being interviewed, Curl provided 3 different accounts. He initially denied any knowledge of Keller. Then he stated he was walking through the park, found Keller already dead, and burned her body. Finally, he claimed he met Keller in the park for a consensual sexual encounter. He alleged she suffered a seizure, hit her head, and died, leading him to burn the body. On November 1st, 2010, William Curl was charged with first-degree murder, criminal sexual assault, and arson, held on a $5 million bond. Curl deemed psychologically stable to stand trial. He pleads not guilty to all counts. On March 9, 2011, Illinois Governor Pat Quinn abolishes death penalty in Illinois. Curl's trial date rescheduled for multiple times until April 2013. Finally, he's sentenced to 37 years after pleading guilty.
Tony Keller's parents were not present when William Curl pleaded guilty to the art student's murder while still being able to maintain his innocence under what's known as an Alford plea.
The fact that they're not here today maybe speaks.
I'm deeply saddened today by the plea that was entered, the agreement that was made by the State's Attorney's Office and Mr. Curl's attorneys. 2 years ago when I met Antinette Keller's parents, I made a personal commitment to them that I would seek the maximum punishment allowable under the law for this horrendous crime. I think any time a college freshman, a beautiful girl like Antinette Keller, is raped, murdered, and incinerated, that has to be a crime that's punishable by as much time as law allows. And the fact that Mr. Schmock's office decided not to honor that commitment that I made to the family personally saddens me. And I want to express my condolences to the Keller family and express to them how deeply sorry I am about this outcome.
The current state's attorney, Richard Schmock, says he did not let the family down.
No, I could never say that we've let the family or the community down by getting a conviction for first-degree murder for a murderer.
Tom McCulloch is Curl's public defender.
People make their own decision when it comes time to fish or cut bait.
And the prosecutor noted while he had a good case, an acquittal is always a possibility.